It's 7:52 in the morning. It's Saturday, November 4th, 2022. Somebody left a comment on my page today. Said something about Derek Chauvin taking a bunch of pills. Y'all keep talking about the man was high. We know he was high. We know he was high. Y'all keep talking about this autopsy report. We heard about the autopsy report. But we also saw Derek Chauvin have his knee on the man's neck for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Man had his knee on George Floyd's neck. For 8 minutes. That's how George Floyd died. Now, it got nothing to do with how many pills he had. They got nothing to do with that. Now, I know them white folks down there in that town want you to think that. I know that prosecutor wants you to think that, because the system corrupt and they always let cops get away with murder. And not always, but usually they let cops get away with murder. So that's their goal, let the police get away with murder again, even though the whole world watched Derek Chauvin murder George Floyd. See, I understand there's a such thing as truth being relative, but I also understand there's a such thing as people telling lies. People tell lies all the time, all day long. I know some people lie all day long. I know a lot of people just lie for nothing. I know a lot of people lie to your face. But y'all sitting here trying to lie to the world face and tell us Derek Chauvin didn't have nothing to do with George Floyd dying? You really trying to tell us that somebody having their knee on somebody's neck for 8 minutes while he screamed, "I can't breathe," didn't murder him? When all the man had to do when he said "I couldn't breathe" was take his knee off his neck and call the ambulance and call the paramedics, but he didn't do that. And that's because he wanted George Floyd dead. That's why when he said "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," he didn't take his knee off his neck because he was killing him. It was murder. It was cold-blooded murder. The whole world saw it. So y'all gonna come with some autopsy report and a bunch of white folks want to let the dirty cop out of the jailhouse. We all saw it. "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," but he didn't stop. Derek Chauvin didn't stop. The sick man didn't stop because he wanted to commit murder, because he was a dirty cop, and like all the other dirty cops that been getting away with murder, he thought he was gonna get away with it too. And if these crooked, corrupt, racist individuals, if the people that always take the white man's side, if the people that always take the police side have something to say about it, then Derek Chauvin gonna be walking up out the jailhouse. If the people who falsified that autopsy report have something to say about it, then Derek Chauvin gonna be walking up out that jailhouse. I understand truth is relative, and if you don't know what that means, I'll break it down for you. That means people believe what they want to believe. I'm gonna say that again. People believe what they want to believe in spite of a set of facts that have been presented before them. Now, I don't know who this person is came with the autopsy report, but you already know ain't nothing like an eyewitness. Now, eyewitnesses do make mistakes sometimes, and sometimes eyewitnesses get it wrong. But we're not talking about one or two eyewitnesses. We're talking about millions of people. Oh. We're not talking about eyewitness that got some bad eyes. We're talking about millions of people. We're not talking about eyewitness that had beef with Derek Chauvin. We're talking about millions of people. saw Derek Chauvin murder George Floyd, everybody, any common sense, from 2, 3, 4 years old, know when you messing with somebody, choking somebody, jiu-jitsuing somebody, playing with your sister, brother, and then when somebody say, I can't breathe, whatever y'all doing, wrestling, playing, chokehold, or whatever it is, which you're not supposed to be doing in the first place. If somebody say they can't breathe, whatever you're doing, you stop doing it. And Derek Chauvin didn't stop doing it because Derek Chauvin wanted George Floyd dead. Because Derek Chauvin committed cold-blooded murder. Who does that when somebody say, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, keep on choking the person unless they want them dead? Now, I understand y'all think the knee on the neck is not that. And y'all think the knee on the neck didn't kill him. But whatever that's going on in your mind, that got you thinking that him putting his knee on his neck and leaving it there for over 8 minutes didn't contribute to his death. It wasn't the reason that he died. You strictly doing that just because something's wrong with you. I understand truth being relative, but I also understand that people like to believe lies. That's why people are able to tell lies so good and so effectively, because y'all like to believe lies. That's why y'all believe such things. When people tell you that the Israelis is the aggressor and the Palestinians not doing nothing but minding their own business and Hamas ain't hurt nobody, y'all believe that. Whenever somebody tell you that black people is more dangerous and more violent than everybody else, y'all really believe that. Where you get that from? I know white people just as ignorant, just as crazy, and in some cases more ignorant and more crazy than other folks is. You gotta understand, we living under colonialization. You understand almost everywhere you see around the world, it's a bunch of white folks fighting. Ain't a bunch of black folks fighting. You had to understand, we living under 400 years worth of slavery and oppression. What, that wasn't violence? Are you really trying to tell me George Floyd just died and Derek Chauvin didn't have nothing to do with that? If you believe that's something wrong with you, but chances is most of y'all don't believe that. Most of y'all fall in line with all the rest of humanity, with all the rest of the world, with all the rest of this country. Saw George Floyd murdered. Yeah, he was high. So what? Yeah, he was high. But the man had his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. And him being high, he was alive. He was alive. So yeah, police murdered Derek Chauvin. We saw it. The whole world saw it. We got eyewitnesses. And I know y'all think gonna try to use that autopsy report or let him out the prison, let him out the penitentiary. And if y'all do, that'll just be another case of how the white man get to run around and do whatever he want to do to black folks and act like it's okay, and how the rest of this country act like it's okay to do stuff, the black stuff, like y'all been doing the last 400 years. But I just want to go on the record with the rest of the millions of people that saw what happened to George Floyd, to the millions of people who see how the black man is beaten and abused by the police. And I want to go on record as somebody that the police done beat innumerable times and tried to murder several times and then set up multiple times and put me in the joint for things I didn't do multiple times. Joint locked me up several times for things I didn't do. And they still out here trying to kill me. And I'm telling you, as an expert, first time I got beat up by the police, I was 11 years old. Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd.